Good afternoon, everybody. We're back. Just like that. Hopefully, my volume's okay. The audio is working, the whole nine yards. What'd you think of that groovy tune? It kind of reminded me of a little jazz club or something. But you guys are all pretty jazzy, so what to do? Hello, Jane Doe. Hello, Uli. DT's in here. Kelly Miller. Hey, Kelly, were you in the last show? I didn't see you, Kelly. Hello, Seema. Tasha said you sound great. How you doing, Tasha? Just me's in here. Jules, Lauren, Vicky, got a lot of the usual suspects. I see Pickle Me Elmo's been a member for 1 month. That's what I'm talking about. Beck B's in, Mike, C Star, awesome, awesome. So now where are we? What do you all know about Ana Walshe? What do you know? I did a video yesterday, maybe it was Saturday, about Ana. All of this kind of hit nationally, all over the weekend. I'm not local to the Boston area, as you can tell. Now, Fluffy's driving right now. She is local to the case. She was actually at the courthouse today. We also have Bobby backstage. Bobby's been heavily covering this on Twitter. She is a mother of 3 little boys under the age of 6. Reminds me of my sons. Stair steps. She got 3 little boys. New Year's Day, Ana was set to take a flight from Logan International in Boston up to DC, where she works. Now, this was supposedly to check on a house. She's in real estate in DC. She supposedly was getting a ride share. Turns out the ride share was a lie, and we know she never got on a plane. As of about 2 hours ago, we found out that her husband, who was arrested yesterday for misleading the police, that's a new one. I think a lot of people be in jail. It's a thing. It's a thing. Kelsey said, this is my state. Don't be shy to grab that link, Kelsey. You know I love talking to locals in these cases. This is in Cohasset, Massachusetts, by the way. He was arrested yesterday for misleading the police. Basically lying to them. Today in court, we're going to get to it in a minute. It came out that during a search warrant, they found a bloody knife. And Brian is the new Mr. Clean of the Northeast, because he had been at Home Depot and bought almost $500 worth of cleaning supplies. Think about how much you spend in cleaning supplies. Think about it. I'm trying to do the math in my head. I don't think I spend that much in a year. I mean, I'm not a dirty ass or anything, but I don't think, I'm trying to think about how much Windex do I buy? How much Pine Sol do I buy? Bleach. I probably buy bleach more than anything. What in the hell? Lisa, yes, another Brian and another knife. Yeah, another Brian and another knife. Gotta be kidding me. It's the craziest thing. So as I'm going through all of this, it's really got a Jennifer Dulos vibe, Maya Millette, Suzanne Morphew, and I'll go ahead and I'll say a little bit of Shanann Watts. There is something really bad here. Questions that have been asked after I put the video up a couple of hours ago. I was asked, does he have a bond? Yes, he does. He has a bond. Did they find a knife? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I just told you guys about all the cleaning supplies that, Mr. Clean had to have all those. But to add insult to injury, his mom has the children. Ana Walshe's mother-in-law has her baby boys while he's trying to arrange bond. He also has his own issues going on. Let me put this article up real quick. I mean, it is the truth, 100% truth. You can't make this up. Truth is a million times stranger than fiction. You know, some people get a little sideways with me when I'm like, I'm not going to talk about that's just a rumor. That's just a rumor. I don't do the drama stuff. I don't have to. There's nothing you can make up that is stranger, more dramatic, more horrific, more twisted than all of these cases. It's crazy. In a courtroom Monday morning where Brian Walshe faced arraignment on the charge of misleading investigators who were searching for his missing wife, his attorney confirmed he was on house arrest and wearing a location monitoring device in connection with another criminal case. My question is, did he realize he was being monitored when he was shopping for cleanup supplies at the Home Depot? 5 investigators learned through court documents that Brian is awaiting sentencing in a federal case. The 46-year-old has agreed to plead guilty to wire fraud, interstate transportation for a scheme to defraud an unlawful monetary transaction. The federal charges relate to a criminal case that began in 2018 when Walshe was accused of selling 2 fake Andy Warhol paintings on eBay to a buyer in Los Angeles for $80,000 in a forfeiture over last summer. Walshe was ordered to turn over those paintings along with $225,000. Hey, go big or go home, right? If you're going to sell fake art, might as well make it a Warhol, right? Nothing's going to get anyone's attention like that. So he's selling fake Andy Warhol art. I believe it was through Los Angeles, but the buyers were South Korean. And they were supposed to have 3 days to verify they had a real Warhol on their hands. Well, Brian had already deposited the money, and it was nowhere to be found. So as you can see, Brian has a conundrum going on. He's facing federal prison, plus he's supposed to be hawking up $225,000 pretty soon. Now we have another problem. His wife is missing, and he's in trouble for misleading investigators. Wow. There's a lot going on here. I wonder why he would do something like this to his wife if he did. He has not been arrested for anything as far as like kidnapping, murder, anything like that. As it stands, it looks really bad though. It looks very, very bad. Very bad. Let's bring Bobby up and see what light he can shed on this. Hey, Bobby, welcome to the channel.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm glad you're up here. So you've been heavily following this. I've been seeing in the Facebook group. We do have a Facebook group for this case, guys. Bobby has been posting a lot of tweets that he's been following on his Twitter account. So what are you thinking here, Bobby? Without stating the obvious, how is this looking for you?
Honestly, I feel like that she might have wanted like a divorce or something, and he just freaked out. I don't know.
Well, that could be. I mean, there's a rumor that she has a boyfriend, a police officer in Washington, D.C. Now,
really?
that is just a rumor, and that could have very well have been a rumor that Brian started, because all of her social media is very positive. And I think just a few weeks ago, there was, about marriage and children. We know social media lies.
Yeah, that's true. Give me just 1 second. I have a customer. Sorry, I'm at work.
Oh, no problem. Multitasking that Bobby is. Jimmy Rhino says she was way out of his league. Way out of his league. Lighting the Way says, I'm so invested in this case. Don't be shy to grab the link. Her mother Okay, Ana Walshe, Anna. I don't know if it's pronounced Anna or Anna. Either or. She is originally from Belgrade, Serbia. All right. Her mother gave an interview to a local newspaper there. Now, I did my handiwork on Google Translate, so I'm going to read the article to you. Malanka, I cannot pronounce her last name, the mother of the mysteriously missing Belgrade woman, Ana Walshe, who has been missing since January 1st when she left the family home and headed to the airport for Washington, also described the last time she heard from her daughter. Now, I'm going to go ahead, this is just the first paragraph, and jump in here and say, there is no proof that Anna left the house. Okay? All right? Anna, a native of Belgrade who was last seen in Serbia on November 27th, according to her mother, behaved normally during that period, and nothing is affecting the agony her family is going through. A little bit got lost in translation, so you'll just have to fill in the blanks. Let us remind you that the Belgrade woman disappeared when she left her family home in the town of Cohasset at around 4 in the morning on January 1st and headed to the Boston airport to board a flight to Washington, where she had to urgently report to work. However, as stated by the local police, she did not arrive at the airport. Yesterday, the courier found Anna's mother, Malanka, who lives in Belgrade. The worried woman told us that she has not slept for days and that she is on medication. Well, I can tell you who has slept, and that's Brian. I forgot to tell you guys that after she did not make it to her flight, Brian did not call the police. Joni girl, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. Welcome. Brian did not call the police. Her employer, 3 days later, started sounding the alarm, wanting to know, where's Anna? Brian thought, well, damn. It's going to look really bad if I don't report my wife missing. So he went ahead and he reported her missing as well. I'm not sure that Anna's mother, Malanka, knows that. So she hasn't slept for days. She's sick at her stomach, but he seemed to be getting through just fine. She came to Belgrade on November 27th and stayed for 10 days. She was solving some paperwork, and I didn't notice anything suspicious in her behavior, she says. I don't know what solving paperwork means. She called me around November 20th and said, Mom, can you come to my place tomorrow? I was surprised and answered her that I need to get ready and that I will come at the beginning of January. She then told me that I don't have to come even then because she has plans with her husband. I don't understand why she insisted that I come then and so soon. I really don't know. The local police are still searching day and night for the woman from Belgrade. But for now, there is no clue that would solve the mystery of her disappearance. Now, her mother, Brian's mother-in-law, believes that the Andy Warhol art that Brian sold, that he was also swindled. But he's the one that's going to be going to federal prison. Anyhow, she goes on to say, the children are with another grandma. I don't know if I should go there. She stated that during these difficult times, Brian's mother took care of Anna and Brian's children. She said the children are with Anna's mother-in-law, and I honestly don't know whether to go to America or stay here. I don't know what to do, but it's very difficult, Malanka said, and explained to the local news that her son-in-law has a criminal record for forging 2 paintings by artist Andy Warhol worth $80,000. Brian did not know that the pictures were fake when he bought them, and now he is unjustly under house arrest, even though he was supposed to serve his sentence in the fall. All right. So I wonder if Anna was also under the same impression that he was swindled as well. It doesn't sound like it because he has been ordered to go to jail and pay, well, $225,000. That's it. Kelly said that just kills me. He thinks he's got away with something. Yep. And I have not checked since, well, I hopped on here if he's made bail yet. $500,000 is what I believe it is. That's $50K for him. They've got, I mean, they live in a mansion. It's a big one. It's a big, big, big house. Now, when this article came out that I just read to you, Brian had not been arrested, and his mother-in-law certainly would not have heard anything about the bloody knife or the cleaning supplies at all. Hello, Justice for All, or now it's Justin for All. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit so you guys kind of see how this unfolded the last few days. Hang on 1 minute.
The search does continue for Ana Walshe.
The search for the Cohasset mother of three remains close to where she was last seen early New Year's Day. The 39-year-old has been missing for almost a week, as local and state police focus on an area near the Walsh home just off Route 3A.
Police are continuing to search along with our Massachusetts State Police partners. They also have canines that are assisting in that search. There are 2 other sectors that police are searching today.
A Mass State police chopper was seen hovering over the search area as investigators supervised the draining of the family home pool as part.
Now, Ana has been busy working. She works in Washington, D.C. It's been said that she leaves Sunday night, sometimes Monday morning, then returns on the weekends. I don't know who helps with the boys during the week. I have no idea, but that's the arrangement. Now, while Mr. House Arrest is sitting on his ass, he should have been cleaning the pool that we see on the screen. Look at that nasty thing.
Part of the search for Ana Walshe. And in a new development on Saturday, investigators confirmed the fire that broke out Friday at a home formerly owned by Walsh was not considered suspicious. As a way to get more leads in the Walsh case, police now have a tip website.
So it's tips@cohassetpolice.com. Once again, that is tips@cohassetpolice.com.
Officially, this is still a missing persons case. So for now, Cohasset Police continues to work with Mass State Police and Washington, D.C. area police, since that's where Ana worked. No word yet if the FBI will join the search. In Cohasset, I'm Ted Wayman, WCVB.
I would think this was on Saturday this came out. I think the FBI is involved. I think. I have to go back and look. At one point, they said that the Massachusetts State Police, they were going to take care of it by themselves. All right, so they mentioned the fire. There was a fire. It was at a former residence of theirs. A fire broke out in the attic. Now, the police chief was on TV, and he said it's not connected. Well, it's just another strange thing going on that surrounds Brian Walsh. We have fake Warhol paintings that somehow got sold, and instead of hanging on to the money while they were getting verified, the money disappeared. We have a fire in a previous residence that some have said could be some sort of evidence related to his art theft. I don't know. Let's not forget the elephant in the room. Ana is missing. Ana never made it to the airport. The rideshare was probably never called, if you want to know the truth. If you want to know the truth. So they called off the ground search yesterday. Just like that. Justin said Brian has left something in that attic. I'm wondering how Brian gets around as well as he does, considering he's on an ankle monitoring system. They have him at the Home Depot buying cleaning supplies. It's insane. It is totally insane. So they called off the ground search yesterday, but then they picked it back up. They picked it back up. Hang on one second. I need to take that down. Let me see. MJ said fire coincidental. I don't think so. Wicklow. The fire in the attic of the former home is too coincidental. Maybe he still had keys. That's what I wondered myself. How are people not keeping eyes on Brian? He's under house arrest by the feds. Gotta be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. It gets more and more insane. All right, so this is from when they called off the ground search. Hang on.
Police have apparently suspended their search in the woods behind the Cohasset home of a missing mother of three without finding anything useful. 39-year-old Ana Walshe disappeared on New Year's Day and hasn't been seen or heard from since. WBZ's Brandon Truitt is in Cohasset with the latest on the investigation into her disappearance and what comes next.
State police ended their search just before 6 Saturday night. Another long day of trekking through the thick wooded area near Ana Walshe's home. They are searching 2 other sectors today, and they are also using police canines. So that is really all that I can release at this time. Cohasset police staying tight-lipped with updates. State police confirming they drained the Walshes' backyard pool and searched a nearby stream. They found nothing.
It's not normal that she's missing, so we automatically feel that she's in danger by the mere fact that she's missing.
That was Cohasset Police Chief William Quigley on Friday, saying Walshe was last seen around 4 a.m. New Year's Day. It was a family member who saw the real estate executive with her bags, awaiting a ride share to head to the airport. She was supposedly planning to fly to Washington, D.C., where she worked. Police have not confirmed Walshe ever got into a car, but did confirm she never boarded a plane.
Right now, it's a missing persons investigation, and the focus right now is on, trying to locate her.
Although she was last seen Sunday, the first calls to police did not come in until Wednesday. At last check, police say Walsh's husband and family were cooperating. Police said they had no evidence to point to anything suspicious or criminal. Late Saturday, Cohasset police confirmed their officers, along with state police, had arrived in Washington, D.C. Authorities have searched Walsh's townhome there to no avail. Police say Walsh has left no digital footprint or money trail in what is now a multi-city search. And in a bizarre twist, a home recently owned by Ana Walshe just a few miles from here caught fire on Friday. Police admit they were concerned by this coincidence, but can now confirm the fire was not suspicious. Damage to piping caused a fire inside of a wall there. Again, state police say they will not be returning to this wooded area to search on Sunday. They insist they are following other leads. In Cohasset, Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
Oh, yeah, they're following other leads. So they called off the ground search, but then I think they went back and searched their home again because it wasn't too long after that search. Maybe they had never searched it before. I'm not 100% sure. Is when they said the family member came to pick up the boys. And it wasn't long after that that they arrested Brian. I still also want to know who is the family member that saw her the morning of New Year's. I'm going to guess it's him. We got Bobby back. How's it going, Bobby?
What's up? My bad. I was working. I figured I could swing both at the same time, but got a little busy for a second.
Adulting gets in the way of our crime fighting. So I think we're pretty much up to speed as far as the fire, the pool, the search warrant, the cleaning supplies, kind of. Brian's in jail. Do you think he'll make bond?
Honestly, I kind of do. I feel like that's not a high enough amount, especially where they found the knife and blood.
Well, for misleading the police, it's actually considered to be a really high bond.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, everybody misleads the police. I mean, but with everything they found and considering what we're talking about, to me, it should be $1 million. But I just don't know the law as to how high the judge can set it. So he's got to pay. I didn't hear it was a cash bond. So I think he only needs 50. I say only. He needs 50 grand to get out. And they live in like a $2 million mansion.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I was wondering, like, if they might have been struggling with money. I didn't really know about the whole painting deal.
Yeah, he's supposed to cough up $225K and he's got to go to jail.
That's crazy.
And his mother-in-law gave this interview to a local paper in Serbia and said that when he bought the Warhol paintings, he was under the impression they're real too. Well, now I've seen a lot of people paint a Campbell's soup can, but that doesn't mean Andy Warhol painted it.
When is his next court date?
I heard February 12th, I believe. Does anybody know when the next court date is? Hang on. Jimmy said it's a cash bond.
Yeah,
So
I heard it was a cash bond too.
So that means he's got to come up with the whole $500K. All right, then. That's a little different than bailing out at 50. Thank goodness for you guys. And Michelle said, I can't believe that they're giving him bond when he had an ankle bracelet. That's what I'm saying too. You already know he can't behave. Now, mind you, buying cleaning supplies is not a crime. Having a bloody knife in your house is freaking, you got to figure out where the blood came from. Alibi said, yes, it's $500K cash bond. So he's got to come up with $500,000, not the 10%.
Yeah, I don't think there's no way.
Well, let's get to court today, and they're going to spill it all out for us.
Anna is the wife of this defendant. She's 37 years old. They have 3 children. Of Ana Walshe. Anna is the wife of this defendant. She's 37 years old. They have 3 children, 2, 4, and 6. Ana Walshe was last seen on New Year's Day about between 4 and 6 a.m. in the morning. The defendant indicated that she left the house to go, she works in Washington, D.C. The defendant indicated in the subsequent interview that she left the house around 6 a.m., taking an Uber or Lyft to go to the airport, where she was going to go to work in D.C. That was the last time she was seen. In the course of the investigation, police were notified.
Watch Brian. Okay, the lady that's speaking's in a blue blazer. So it would be over her left shoulder. You can see him looking at her through the window. Every now and then you can get a glimpse of his just blank expression. And every now and then he smirks.
On January 4th by her employees in Washington, D.C., that she had not shown up for work on January 4th. That was the first time that she was notified that she was missing. Up until this point, the defendant had not notified anyone that she was missing. In the investigation was determined that she actually had a plane ticket for January 3rd, which she did not use, and did not show up at the airport nor her D.C. job or her apartment in D.C. It was indicated that the defendant, police checked during the course of this investigation. There was not a Uber or any kind of Lyft that had picked her up on January 1st. In fact, in the course of the investigation, it was determined that her cell phone pinged in the area of the house, which is located on Chief Justice Cushing Highway, that her phone pinged on the 1st and the 2nd, which is after the defendant had said she had left. Additionally, the defendant right now was on house arrest.
Did I hear that correctly? Hang on 1 second.
Located on Chief Justice Cushing Way, that her phone pinged on the 1st and the 2nd, which is after the defendant had said she had left.
Her phone pinged on the 1st, January 1st, and the 2nd. According to him, she's been missing since the 1st. Is he using her phone, or was she alive on the 2nd? What do you guys think? I totally missed that. I've only watched this one time. Okay, so the rideshare never picked her up, period. And we know she didn't get on the plane. Huh. So her phone pings on the 1st and the 2nd, but he says she's been missing since the 1st. This is different.
Additionally, the defendant right now was on house arrest, pending sentencing in federal court. Part of that probation and condition, he was to report his whereabouts if he was to leave the house. He indicated as part of the investigation, when police spoke with him, that on January 1st, he went to his mother's house. However, it took him a lot longer because he got lost going to his mother's house in Swampscott. He also subsequently indicated and stated to the police that he went to Whole Foods and CVS. Police subsequently did surveillance and checked. There was no surveillance or indication that he went to Whole Foods, no CVS. He indicated he purchased some items. There's no receipts for him having purchased that. He then returned home.
Okay, so then he's going to visit his mom, and he got lost? How do you get lost on the way to a place that you know? He knows how to get to his mom's house. Let's listen to that again. Not to mention, he says he went to all these other places. He's not on surveillance there, the idiot. And he didn't buy anything. He's crazy. Got lost going to his mama's house? There's some places you can get lost. Like I got turned around. Not going to your mama's house. I gotta listen to this again.
He also subsequently indicated and stated to the police that he went to Whole Foods and CVS. Police subsequently did surveillance and checked. There was no surveillance or indication that he went to Whole Foods, no CVS. Out of that probation and condition, he was to report his whereabouts if he was to leave the house. He indicated as part of the investigation, when police spoke with him, that on January 1st, he went to his mother's house. However, it took him a lot longer because he got lost going to his mother's house in Swampscott. He also subsequently indicated and stated to the police that he went to Whole Foods and CVS. Police subsequently did surveillance and checked. There was no surveillance or indication that he went to Whole Foods, no CVS. He indicated he purchased some items. There's no receipts for him having purchased that. He then returned home. Surveillance was checked by several police during this time frame. These statements caused a lot of delay as part of the investigation, as police now were focusing on the North Shore. He further indicated that on January 2nd, as he was supposed to report in, that the only time he left is that he went to take his son for some ice cream. Surveillance checked during the investigation indicated that defendant, in fact, on January 2nd, sometime after 4 o'clock, went to the Home Depot, which is in Auckland. He's on surveillance at that time, purchasing about $450 worth of cleaning supplies. That would include mops, bucket, tops, T-Vex, drop cloths, as well as various kinds of tape. He's on surveillance.
Okay, besides him getting lost on his way to his mom's house, and I guess he just gave up because he just went back home. What part of he's not supposed to leave the house did he not understand? He also took his son for ice cream, went to a CVS that doesn't exist. Then we get to the cleaning supplies, mops, buckets, drop cloths, and various types of tape. Tape. What's he taping up? What's he taping up? I think we know now why he didn't call and report her missing. He was cleaning up a crime scene.
At that time, on January 2nd, even though he said he never left the house. Police obtained a search warrant and actually searched the house with crime scene services. During that time, they found blood in the basement. Blood was found in the basement area, as well as a knife, which also contained some blood.
Could you repeat that last time, Mr.?
Yes, in the basement, crime scene services recovered and found blood in the basement area, in a section of the basement. There was also a knife that was found. On the knife, there was also blood, and part of the knife was damaged. Your Honor, these various statements.
They found the knife, a bloody knife, which I have a feeling they're going to find out matches a certain missing person's blood, and the knife was damaged. And the knife was damaged.
Caused a delay in the investigation, to the point that during the time frame when he didn't report his wife and gave various statements, that allowed him time to either clean up evidence, dispose of evidence, in causing a delay. As of this time, Ana Walshe has not been found. So because of that, the Commonwealth is asking $500,000 cash bail. At this time, these are the charges.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I feel bad for that woman. Her voice is shaking. And I don't think it's because she is being filmed, because cameras are there. I think it's because everything she's reading out, she knows what the real charges are getting ready to be. You can tell she's very unnerved. Kamari, does Massachusetts have the death penalty? Or let me put it this way. Does Massachusetts use the death penalty? Kelsey's local, do you know? Kelsey said no, so he won't get the death penalty.
Mr. Walsh's wife has been missing since January 1st, and it is true that her employer contacted the police on January 4th. However, that was as a result of Mr. Walsh, Brian Walsh, contacting the employer to say, I haven't heard from my wife. The employer suggested that their security team, who was former law enforcement officer, contact both the Cohasset police and the DC Metro police, which he did. Mr. Walsh has given several interviews. We have consented to searches of his home. We have consented to searches of his property. We have consented to searches of his cell phone. I negotiated with First Assistant District Attorney, to promote you, Lynn Beeland, on the terms of that to protect attorney-client. He has been incredibly cooperative. The charges are not anything relating, he's not charged with murder. He's charged with misleading investigators by not saying, as I understand it, he went to Home Depot.
Oh my God, listen to his attorney. He's not charged with murder. Well, that makes it so much better. He's a great guy. Nobody mentioned murder, lady. You did. He's not charged with murder. Well, he's not charged with going to Home Depot either. Listen to this. He's not charged with murder. Look at him standing there too. He looks like a turd in a punch bowl.
He has been incredibly cooperative. The charges are not anything relating, he's not charged with murder. He's charged with misleading investigators by not saying, as I understand it, he went to Home Depot in Rockland. He did say he went to Press in Norwell, and as Your Honor knows, Rockland, Home Depot was right next to Norwell. If in fact he was there, it was next in the town next to him. With respect to the other alleged omission, is that he was in Brockton and Abington. They don't have him stopping anywhere in those areas as far as the police report says. He did say that he took his son out twice on the 2nd. He is on home confinement. He has a bracelet on him. A violation has been notice of him, so if he leaves here, there's a federal detainer, he will be taken to federal court, and I would suggest that on the bail violations in federal court, the appropriate place to decide those conditions of release is in the federal court.
But it didn't matter before. He already knew his conditions with the federal court, and his wife is still missing. He didn't clean the dirty pool, and he went to Home Depot. He also mentioned ice cream, and he got lost going to his mom's house. I think we know he can't be trusted. Good try. Good try. I'll give her an A for effort. Top Hat said, and because he went to Home Depot a long ways away, he couldn't have done it? Like, what the hell? What was the point in going to a Home Depot so far away? I'm going to assume, based on what Kelsey said, there's probably a Home Depot that sells mops, cleaning supplies, and drop cloths at it. Why do you have to go so far away? Do they have better mops in Rockland?
Leaves here, there's a federal detainer, he will be taken to federal court, and I would suggest that on the bail violations in federal court, the appropriate place to decide those conditions of release is in the federal court. I would ask for low bail or no bail, and to let the federal courts decide this. He's not going anywhere. He hasn't gone anywhere since January 1st. He's been in the house. That's true. He's been in the house with police almost 12 hours a day. I've been at the house with him, with police, for at least 8 hours a day. Well, not yesterday, but yesterday the police were at his house and he was at my home. But Friday and Saturday I was at his house for at least 8 hours with police officers present. So it's not that he's been there changing evidence or somehow impeding the investigation. The charges are he neglected to mention that he went to Abington and Brockton, and then he neglected to mention that he was at a Home Depot. I suggest on those charges.
I think there's more to these charges than neglecting to bring up a couple of stops you made. Listen to this. This is what she's summing it up to. And I get it. She's doing her job. God bless her. But I couldn't do it with a straight face. I can't keep a straight face listening to this. She's basically saying he failed to mention the Home Depot. Well, he also failed to mention the bloody knife.
With police officers present. So it's not that he's been there changing evidence or somehow impeding the investigation. The charges are he neglected to mention that he went to Abington and Brockton, and then he neglected to mention that he was at a Home Depot. I suggest on those charges, a regular person, as everybody has to be treated, that would be a no bail situation. With respect to violation of conditions of his federal bail, that is most appropriately dealt with in the federal court. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Bail was set at $500,000 cash, $5 million surety.
Wow. After that whole spiel she just gave, really all he did was just fail to mention that he went to a non-convenient Home Depot. He failed to mention, I guess, getting lost going to his mom's and stuff. So the judge, sometimes they take a couple of steps away to think about what's been laid on him, especially with the federal court being involved. Not this judge. Listen to him. It takes him maybe half a second.
Federal bail that is most appropriately dealt with in the federal court. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Bail was set at $500,000 cash, $5 million surety. Can we get a 30-day date, Ms. Minor, please?
What date would you like?
You tell me any date he would be, we would do this by teleconference from the House of Correction. Richie, I want you to keep the,
Yeah, if I can
I
just
have a
look.
copy of the warrant, so keep that in the file, please.
Thank you.
Bail is set at $500,000 cash. You have a right to appeal that bail to Superior Court. If you make this bail and get arrested or charged with any more offenses, Walsh's case is pending, you could be held up to 90 days without bail. We're going to pick your conference date within 30 days.
Yeah.
Is Thursday, February 9th available?
Thursday, February 9th is perfect.
Thank you.
February 9th.
Video minute, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of Ana Walshe.
Okay, so he goes back February 9th, unless he coughs up 500,000 cash, which might be an issue because he also owes 225 because of his fraudulent Andy Warhol paintings. Maybe his mom has $500,000 laying around. I don't know. Again, we still have the pending 225. What do you think's going to happen, Bobby?
I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of money to come up with. Like, if it was the 50,000, I really thought he would get it. But what do you think? Where do you think she is? Like, honestly, what do you think?
Well, I don't know the area that well.
I don't either.
I don't know the area. Several people have messaged me saying it's a coastal town, and they said she could very well be in the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
So look at the route that he took from January 1st to, well, yesterday when he got picked up. I don't know where that Home Depot's at. He got lost going to his mom's house. I don't recognize the name of this town. So while he was driving around looking for his mama, he could have put her somewhere there. I don't know. Kelsey, how far away is his mom's town from where he's at? Lauren said the Merrimack River could be there. Lighting the Way said it's near the ocean.
So if they go ahead and find out that the blood is for sure hers, will they like set a court date before that February date?
No, he's sitting in jail. He's not going anywhere. Yep, just in the ocean. Definitely in the ocean. Well, they're going to charge him with murder if that's where they're leaning. It sounds to me like that's the way it's headed.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
No, he did not think this out. He did not. For one, he said she took a ride share to the airport. And they're like, well, she's not in the airport. So what do we do? Then it turns out that there was never a ride share. Did the kids even see their mom that morning? Who's the family member that's vouching that they saw her alive that morning? Because at this point, I don't think you can take his word for it. Something went down that morning, and that's why he left the house, even though he's federally not allowed to, and spent a few days house cleaning, it seems to me.
I still can't get over how much he spent. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And tape. Like, tape just threw everything in a tarp. I mean,
well, maybe he put her in the tarp and taped it up. That's kind of what it looks like. I mean,
yeah, that's like the only logical thing.
I mean, I'd like to know, when was the last time that he up in January and decided to do spring cleaning and bought a bunch of cleaning supplies just all at once? Does he buy cleaning supplies quite a bit? I don't know. I have a feeling he doesn't. Alibi said her airline ticket wasn't until January 3rd. See, he didn't think about that either, because January 1st, New Year's Day, was on a Sunday. Everybody was observing New Year's, the holiday, on Monday, the 2nd. So she wasn't going back to work till the 3rd. He said she got called because of an emergency at a house. Well, you've got local people there that could check on that house. She wouldn't have to fly. Is there even an airline ticket purchased for January 1st? Jules said, Brooks, you're making me hungry. I didn't even talk about food. Oh, I have a peppermint in my mouth. Sorry, guys. Jakey, where's the tarp? No ticket, no ride share. We can add all this up. We can definitely add all this up. Most cases we say this doesn't make any sense. Well, this does. What we don't know is what would be a motive for Ana disappearing. Her social media points to her being very happy. Happy with her husband, children, job, the whole 9 yards. Shelly said she bought a ticket to fly back January 3rd, not the 1st. Yeah, he said that she got called in for an emergency on the 1st. That's why I said, was there even a ticket at all? Does this ticket even exist? We know there's a ticket for January 3rd. And then, like Justin said, where's the mops? Where's the buckets? Where's the tarp? Where's the tape? Does he have a huge life insurance policy on her? Not going to doubt it at all. And this is true too, Slim. Don't look at people's social media thinking that you're getting the full picture, okay? Just because she's posting about being all happy and here's to marriage, here's to 2023, here's to life, here's to kids, all this stuff. Yeah, no, there's obviously something going on. Alibis and little lies. The airline ticket was for the 3rd. Yes, there was an airline ticket for the 3rd, for sure. My question is, was there ever one for the 1st? Because he could possibly be lying about that too. Her being called for this emergency, taking the ride share to go to Logan International, could very well, that could all be a lie too. We know she didn't make it to the plane. I have a feeling no airline ticket was ever bought. It would make sense considering, well, everything else he has made up has blown up right in his face. None of this happened, except that she is missing. She's missing. So I think the appropriate question for him is not why did you go to a Home Depot that's nowhere near your town? Or how the hell did you get lost driving to your mom's house? Or why did you take your son for ice cream when you know you're federally ordered to not leave your own home? I think the question would be, where's Ana? Where's Ana? By now, they know that she was never at that airport. She was never at that airport. I have a feeling she never left that house alive. Jakey, exactly. Where's her luggage? Shelly, is there a ring cam showing him taking out a container or suitcase? I didn't hear about that. Did anybody hear about a ring cam seeing him taking a suitcase out? Because if he was hauling a suitcase out, she's not very big. She's 115 pounds. That might answer part of our question, but I've never heard that. I've never heard that. But the drop cloth, the tape, the buckets, yeah, I heard that. loud and clear. I also heard that her phone pinged on the 1st and the 2nd. So was he using her phone or was she still in the house on the 2nd? MJ, exactly. $1 million homes in that area. Surely they would have security cameras. Is this going to turn into a situation like some of the other cases that I noted where they said, but for some reason the security was offline that day? We haven't heard anything about their own security system. Justin said there is a garage and I believe he had her in the car in a bin. Did they take the car yet? I didn't even think about the car. And so she doesn't show up to work because he didn't report her missing for 3 days. She doesn't show up to work where she was expected. The employer is the one that sounded the alarm, but his attorney makes it sound like it was tries to make it sound like it was his bright idea to call it in. I'm not sure I believe the story that he called the employer looking for her. I have a feeling that's another one of his lies. That's just what I'm thinking, though. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, Bobby got put backstage. Hey, Bobby, you're muted.
Oh, did I get put backstage? I just seen that.
Did you hear anything about him taking a suitcase out?
No, I've heard nothing about that.
Oh, we got PJ.
Hey.
Hey, PJ, how's it going?
Good. I'm lighting the way home for the Vanish.
You're what?
I'm lighting the way home for the Vanish. But I put PJ because that's my nickname.
Oh, well, good deal. So what are you thinking? What do you know about this?
Well, I wanted to come up because they did have an audio clip on Twitter with his message to the employer stating that he hasn't been in touch with Ana in a few days or something like that. It was a real weird audio clip, and it was from some podcaster, I believe, was circulating it on Twitter. I think it was hold on.
Okay.
Because he did leave a message because he called the company first. He didn't call the police.
Right. And he called her employer looking for her.
Right.
I have a feeling he didn't dial that phone for several days before. I mean, even Chris Watts tried to make it look like he was trying to get a hold of Shanann. This guy is not good. He's not bright at all.
No. It's a real messed up situation because he did how do you get lost? It doesn't make sense because how do you get lost going to your own mom's house? It's all weird, but they do have surveillance of him being going to Home Depot and things like that, inside of there.
Well, they have him dead to nuts with his lying. They know that he wasn't at this CVS. I'm sure they can guess that he didn't get lost going to his mom's house. But Kelsey said you can't get lost in Massachusetts. Kelsey,
No.
how far is his mom's town from their town?
Massachusetts is easy to get around because you can go 5 ways to get to one place. I was born and raised in Mass, so.
Well, how far is his mom's town from where they live? How far is, I can't remember the name of the mom, where the mom lives.
That's what I was trying to find out, what town she's in, because Cohasset is kind of like a small townish area, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there is ocean water near it, but there is a lot of swamp as well in that woods, because there was a few locals that actually told me that exact area has a lot of swampland too. In the woods, the areas that they were looking for her, or whatever they were looking for, has a lot of swampland there too. So,
all right,
there's a lot of places.
Just me had a question. She wanted to know when Anna told her mom not to call. So, I mean, not to come. I'm looking at the article. Her mom said she called me around December 20th and said, "Mom, can you come to my place tomorrow?" I was surprised and answered her that I need time to get ready and that I will come at the beginning of January. She told me that I don't have to come even then because she has plans with her husband. I don't understand why she insisted that I come and so soon. I really don't know why. Well, if this wasn't going on, I would just assume that she would want her mom there for the holidays.
Right. That's what I was thinking. But then it sounds a little bit like she needs her there for a reason. You know what I mean? Like
But when the
the way
mom said
that
I can't come in January, she said, "Never mind."
Yeah. I wonder if it was her even talking to her mom back. You know what I mean? Like, was it texting or talking? I forget what that
Let me look at it again. It said she called me. So this is
Oh,
this is a voice conversation. She called me around December 20th and said, "Mom, can you come to my place tomorrow?" Her mom said she was surprised and answered her that she needs time to get ready. Because that's a big trip. Serbia to United
Yeah.
States, that's huge. She told me then, just, don't worry about it because the mom couldn't come to the 1st of January. She said she has other plans.
Yeah, that is weird. Because they did have some type of thing about the emergency going up there, but they haven't really verified it, like really confirmed it was an emergency. But there was like rumors going around that there was something going on with like rent and things like that at one of her buildings, but it wasn't like confirmed by the police.
No, I think that's just something he made up because she had an airline ticket for the 3rd, not the 1st. I have a feeling there never was one for the 1st. This is something he made up.
Yeah, there was never one for the 1st. They never could verify for her changing the flight, never could verify for her going in the rideshare or Uber or whatever they said that she was going in or whatever. So there's no, like, you're right, there's no evidence of her ever leaving the house on New Year's.
And is there even any evidence that she was alive on New Year's, or did something happen on New Year's Eve? I don't know.
I think that
they say a family member. What family member?
Right.
I don't think he can be counted on.
No. People are saying either the mother-in-law or a child, but I wouldn't go by the child because their children are very, very young. So I wouldn't go by the children.
I would go by the children before I would the mother-in-law.
Yeah, that's true. You got a point
I would
there.
go by the children before the mother-in-law. Just saying.
Yeah, because she seems to be like, I forgot how she was covering up for him at court today. That court here, I can't believe he even got bail, like a bond today for any of it because the knife, the blood, it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the $450 worth of cleaning supplies, like, obviously he was trying to cover up something.
It all looks really, really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, misleading the police, I don't know what a bond would be on that, but he's already in trouble federally. And I get what his attorney's saying, and she's just doing her job. I'm really not I shouldn't be giving her a hard time. She's just saying, Let the feds deal with that. He's already dealing with them anyway. And that judge took a hot second, not even a second, said $500 cash.
Yeah. I'm just shocked that he even got anything. You know what I mean? With the blood and everything. That just mind boggles me because Massachusetts is usually really, really strict. You know what I mean? Their laws are pretty intense. So I'm just surprised.
Well, I mean, they've already got him for misleading the police, so that is very intense. I mean, that's fast work. That's fast work. Now, as for the rest of it, they don't have her body, so it's a circumstantial case. They have him sitting there. They have time to start putting it together because they're going to have to put a murder charge or something like that on him in order to really come down on him.
Yeah, and the investigators are spending a whole lot of time inside that house, so.
Yeah, they were back there today.
I know. They're gonna get something. There's just no way they don't from there.
I don't know. I feel bad for them babies, though. They're not going to have any parents. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, have
Well,
a little bit of
their mama.
hope.
Somebody's taken their mama from them. Somebody's taken their mama from them.
And you only get one mom. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and they're young, and it's just.
Yeah, it sucks for them. I mean, they're losing their mom and dad both, all because of him.
Lou Ann said the mom's house is 40 miles away. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Seema has a good question, and I've been asking this too. So she's gone throughout the week to work. Who was taking care of the children during this time? Was it Brian? I mean, Brian obviously couldn't leave the house. It would make sense that Brian's taking care of them.
Yeah, but there was an article that did state that Brian did stay home with the kids because of the fact that he was on house confinement, so he had to stay there.
What about whenever he went out to get all the cleaning supplies and stuff?
And I don't know about that part, but I do know that a friend had talked to the media, and that's what she had stated, that that's what the routine was she went there during the week. He was home because he was on the anklet or whatever. And she would be home at the weekends, and the weekends was just for the kids and the husband. So the kids know the last time they saw mom. This is
Yeah, that's true.
So you've heard of live-in babysitter. I've never heard of one that's federally confined to the house.
Oh no, with the dad being on the anklet I was talking about.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. You've heard of live-in babysitters. His is on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's insult to injury that the mother-in-law has the babies now. I'm not saying that the mother-in-law would do anything to the children or anything like that, but it's just we know how this looks. We know how this looks. And so now, in all reality, they're probably going to be raised by the person who raised their mom's killer. That's how it looks right now. I'm not saying that's the case. That's just how it looks.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping, that's not the case, and maybe both of the families work together, but I don't know. It's just it's an obvious situation, but it's a really rough situation because it just seems like all the clues are right there. You know what I mean? They just can't find her. But whatever he did, he didn't do, hide the evidence and things like that.
Okay, now this is really interesting. Sasha said his mom's house is on the North Shore, north of Boston. Cohasset is on the South Shore. I did hear when the prosecutor was talking, she said the investigation, because he got lost, I guess, they were focused on the North Shore looking for Anna. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Good Grandma said, where's Anna's family? They are in Belgrade.
Belgrade.
Ellis said Anna has family in Serbia and Canada, so not just in the Belgrade area.
Oh. Well, I didn't know they were in Canada too, because I was looking at her Instagram. I saw a lot of the Serbia, but I didn't see the Canada. I'll probably work out that way.
Does anybody know if he has a boat or access to one?
See, that's a good question too. Yeah, Brockton and Abington aren't near the house, no.
No, they're nowhere near his house. So when you hear his attorney say, well, really all he did was just not tell anybody that he was going to these places. He went to the Home Depot, I think, in Brockton. Probably
was it in Brockton? Because that's far from Cohasset.
Is it Rockton or Brockton? I'll have to listen to it again.
Oh, Rockland. Yes, they did say Rockland.
Okay, Rockland is where he went to the Home Depot.
Yeah, because Brockton's pretty far for him to be traveling from Cohasset to Brockton.
How reliable is CNN?
Huh?
CNN. Oh,
Yeah, like how reliable are they? Because they put out something that's really big if they're
what is it?
reliable. I'll send you the link. Investigators looking into the disappearance found search queries on his internet records of how to dispose of a 115-pound woman's body, and there's like a whole link. I'll send you the link.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I don't know
Yeah.
how good CNN is.
I don't.
Fox-
See, they've always been legit as far as I could tell, but I don't know.
People make a lot of comments about CNN, so
Yeah,
You never know with any of them. You never know with any of them. Let me put this up. Hang on.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I'm putting it up right now. Hang on.
Scroll down about like halfway. Well, you'll see it. You'll see it. I don't know. Someone just sent that to me on Twitter, and that's crazy.
It's on the screen. Can you guys see it? Okay. Bloody knife found in basement of missing Massachusetts mother, prosecutors say. Investigators looking into the disappearance of a Massachusetts woman found a bloody knife in the basement of the home she shares with her husband and accused him of misleading police, a prosecutor with the Norfolk District Attorney's Office said in court Monday. Brian Walsh, 47, was arraigned in Quincy District Court on Monday on a charge of misleading investigators who are searching for Ana Walshe, a 39-year-old mother of 3. Her workplace reported her missing on January 4th after she did not show up to her job, Beelan said. Investigators looking into her disappearance found search queries on his internet records for how to dispose of a 115-pound woman's body and how to dismember a body, according to 2 law enforcement sources briefed on the investigation. Investigators turned their focus from a missing persons case to suspicion she may have been killed after receiving new information in the last 3 days, the source told CNN. Let's read that again because I'm about to have a heart attack.
yeah, that's a lot.
Instead of standing his goofy ass behind the glass, why didn't he just go ahead and knock on the glass and say, you know what? Let's just cut to the chase. You're going to figure this out soon. Investigators looking into her disappearance found search queries on his internet records for how to dispose of a 100-pound woman's body. Not a man's, not a 115-pound deer. Very specific. 115-pound woman.
Yeah, the way they put that, like, I just don't know how it's not true. Because I mean, the way they worded it was
how they worded it. Their source. It's what their source said.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder who their source is. That's interesting. So he just types in, how do you dispose of 100?
He Googled it. Yeah, he Googled it. Like Shelly said, he had a busy New Year and he's smiling. He's acting like this is a joke. Okay. What in the hell is going on?
Yeah, this is crazy. It's only gonna get.
Is he aiming to be is he trying to make us laugh? Because there's nothing funny about any of this, but is he trying to make us laugh? Because really,
he really is not a good con artist either. You know what I mean? So I don't know why he even tried any other crime.
He also Googled on how he was looking up how to dispose of a 115-pound woman's body, very specific. He made sure he had woman in there, and how to dismember a body. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. He was also seen buying $450 worth of cleaning supplies, which also included various types of tape and drop cloths. I'm right here with you, Glenjamin. Scott Peterson got in trouble 20 years ago, and it's like these guys can't evolve they can't keep up with technology. They don't even take notes from each other. There should be a club for how to kill your wife. Hey, I tried that. It didn't work, buddy. Look where I'm sitting.
Why did they even Google that? Like the people that Google like how to be a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like it's just you get caught. You can't erase it. It's in there. It's going to be in there forever.
You can Google whatever you want, but if you ever do anything wrong, it's there. The internet is forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scott Peterson had some very strange searches for real. Okay, hang on. Air Force vet, by the way, thank you for your service, said Rockland, Abington, Brockton is not that far. Well, the mailbox is far for him because he was never supposed to leave the house without getting permission because he's under a federal hold. He's not supposed to leave his house. So that in itself, he screwed up. I love the whole taking my son for ice cream. Well, what'd you do with the other two? You've got 3 little boys.
So we just took one child for ice cream and left the other 2 with who?
Didn't say. I have no idea. And I'm sure he probably thought he was being real smooth. He probably deleted his history or something like that. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
All right.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
That idiot. Air Force vet, why don't you grab the link? Air Force vet said they were digging under their shed.
They were? When?
I don't know.
Were they doing that today? Like, because I was looking at a lot of the, like, he could be right, but I did look at the search stuff yesterday and stuff like that because they had like the aerial view and all that yesterday, and they had the search video yesterday.
There's some more coming in from NBC 10 Boston.
Mm-hmm.
They said landlord says Brian Walsh called him last Thursday asking if he had any surveillance cameras up. I'll send you the link to that one.
Oh my Lanta.
How would he not know there's surveillance cameras up? It's his house. So they sold their house. Okay, because the house that caught on fire on Friday, I think it's valued at $1.4 million, and there was the fire in the attic. So they moved, but they're renting this other house. Interesting.
I'm trying to see if they're digging. Now I'm curious.
OG said their current home rental is $5,000 a month. Okay. So they don't have any equity. If they're renting, that's someone else's equity. Slim, you're exactly right. Al Gore's internet is forever. It's why they call it the algorithm.
Yeah.
Air Force vet said there's lots of woods around them. Well, I'm just blown away. Yep, exactly, Don. Just walk his ass back into court now. This is just embarrassing for him.
Yeah, I went on Google Earth last night and I was looking at the area, and one of the locals came in my chat and said that there was swamp area as well as that wooded area in there because she lives in Cohasset. So
is it too old-fashioned to get a divorce? What happened to just the big D? And I don't mean Dallas. What happened to just get a divorce?
Exactly.
He's already broke as a joke. It wasn't like he was going to pay her any alimony. She's got the good job. And the other home with the fire, like someone said, does he have a key? Because there's another family living in that home. They're the ones that reported the fire. got to be kidding me. This is insane. Well, that's pretty much all I've got, guys. I'm afraid to open one more link. I'm about to have a heart attack.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This
Well,
dipshit.
some footage on Twitter with people driving around taking videos and stuff like that, but I'm not seeing any like search or anything like that yet.
Yeah, it all looks pretty normal right now. Just a bunch of police cars outside.
I just wanted to add that just in case, you know.
Yeah, it's a very affluent town. I'm sure they're in quite a bit of shock, kind of like the Doulos case. Very, very affluent area in Connecticut. And all of a sudden, Jennifer Doulos is missing, and everything pointed to her husband. Every single bit of it.
Yeah.
Every single bit of it. Well, you two, thank you for coming up. Don't be shy when the link is pinned. Grab it and come up. I really enjoyed having you two up.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No problem.
Thank you.
Again.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks, Bobby. I cannot believe this. What you've got to have a washer loose to even Google something like that. How to dispose of a 115-pound woman's body. And how to dispose of a 115-pound woman's body. Not person. Nothing like that. Woman and her body. Unbelievable. And how do you even defend that? Boo Sheet, did you see my question? I did not, Boo Sheet. Let me go back up. What does Boo Sheet have for us today? Where's your question, Boo Sheet? Do you know why this video isn't showing under lives? I finally found it on your community post. Because it's not done yet. It would be this one right now, because we're live right now. So then when I'm not live, it'll be under lives. I really wish that YouTube just had everything under just content, period, and it wasn't separated by videos, shorts, and lives. Because if you say I posted a video, but it gets put under live, people go look under video and they're like, oh, it wasn't there, but it's under live. I guess just look under every tab from now on. Got to be kidding me. All right, guys, this was definitely eye-opening, and I don't even know. There's no words. I have no words for this. I have no words for this. I don't even know what to say. There can't be a good outcome, even though we want one. Keep the faith. Be positive. You never know. You just never know. Stranger things have happened. So hit the like on your way out, guys. I will see you either over in Discord or one of the Facebook groups. Don't forget, we do have a Facebook group just dedicated to this case right now. Don't be shy. Come in, talk and talk and talk it up. Anything that you come across, let us know, because I have a feeling this isn't going to be the end of it. There's going to be some other Google search or some other errand he ran. This isn't anywhere near over. This is crazy. All right, guys, if I don't see you in one of the Discord groups or Facebook groups or commenting on the community tab, then I will see you back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. We always have lots to talk about, and we're very fortunate. We have awesome people to talk about those things with. So I'll see you shortly. Have a good one.